This is Noah Bombard with Telegram.com. I'm here with Chris Robarge from the ACLU. You guys are going to be out tomorrow at the polls looking to protect people's rights to vote, correct? And can you tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll be out looking to do, and we're coordinating the Central Massachusetts component of a statewide coalition that involves ACLU, Mass Vote, the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, Common Cause, and the League of Women Voters, as well as some other smaller organizational partners. And we'll be going out statewide, but I'll be coordinating the efforts here in central Massachusetts, and particularly in Worcester.
Now, did you guys see any concerns during the primary? Obviously, there were some concerns expressed for some people. Is this what's prompting this? Have you guys done this in previous elections? Is there a heightened awareness this election with the possibility of people's rights being violated at the polls?
Yeah, it's a combination of different things. We were planning on being out there in November regardless of what happened in the primaries, but certainly some of the issues that happened in the primaries really underscored the need for some sort of observation effort, or an expanded observation effort, to make sure that people weren't having issues with intimidation and harassment at the polls, and that people that were eligible to vote were being allowed to vote through the proper channels. But this is something that that I have done before. ACLU has had some involvement with, and we're just expanding our role this year for a variety of reasons, including the fact that it's a big year. It's a presidential year. We have a big Senate race as well.
So tell me about some of the specific types of circumstances that you guys could run into. What are you looking for specifically that would indicate to you a problem that needs to be addressed, and how do you go about addressing it while you're at the polls?
Right. So we'll be deploying a team of a few dozen observers out in Worcester and also in a few other places throughout the county, and they will be looking for a number of different things. Some of the general things we're looking for are the polls open at 7? Are they closed for any reason between 7 and 8? Are people that are in line at 8 p.m. allowed to vote as they're required to be allowed to? We're looking for issues with the voting machines, making sure that they function correctly, and that they with the ballot machine in particular that takes the ballots. And then specifically, we're looking for, there's a few different types of incidents that we've seen in the past. One is how the procedures are handled surrounding inactive voters, and that's probably the most common thing that we run into. There's a lot of people in Worcester that are listed as inactive voters, and making sure that that the process for proving residency and making sure that those people can actually get to vote is followed. We're also going to be looking out for voter challenges, specifically non-specific and non-factual voter challenges, which have been a problem in the past. Voter challenges are supposed to be specific and factual, so someone is supposed to have a direct knowledge that the person who is presenting themselves to vote is not who they say they are. And so
the wrong person, or ineligible to vote, or
right.
This person isn't a resident, mm-hmm. or
yeah, really, I mean, it's supposed to be as specific as I know, who that person is on the list, and this is not that person.
Yes.
It's a pretty high standard for which for which challenges are supposed to be held, and we've seen that not necessarily be the case. So we're going to be watching out for that as well. And making sure that the rules are followed in general, and that people are able to go in, that they're not being harassed or intimidated either by other observers, or outside of the polling places, or having to deal with different interpretations of the rules. There's a set of election law, and we're just first and foremost out there to make sure that it's followed.
So you're looking at a pretty long day tomorrow. You guys going to be out there for the whole time?
Yeah, I will definitely be looking at a long day. We will have observers at the polls from 7 in the morning to until they close at 8 p.m. So yeah, at minimum we're looking at a 13-hour day of direct observation stuff, and then I'm sure that I'll have some other things to take care of before and afterwards.
So what do you do if you find somebody who you think rights are being violated? Maybe there's a poll watcher, or maybe a poll worker, or someone who's said that this person can't vote, or they're ineligible to vote, and you feel that they are, what's the process? What do you do?
Well, it depends on the circumstance, and there's a lot of different circumstances that are addressed in different ways. But what I've sent my folks out into the field with is a guideline of some of the most common issues, how they're supposed to be handled according to the city's own election day manual. So I'm sending people out with a piece of paper that, among other things, says, if there is a provisional ballot that needs to get cast, this is the page on which the poll workers can find how to do that. So if there's a problem, the first thing we're asking our folks to do is to address it with the warden, because that's who we're allowed to speak to in the polling place. We can't talk to voters, and we can't talk to other observers or elections officials. So I'm asking my folks to address it with the warden, and to politely and respectfully just ask them to review the procedure and to follow the procedure as it is listed in their manual. Depending on circumstances, if we have things that become trends in certain places, or we're not able to have things resolved the way that they should be, then we'll be looking to escalate from there. And that's when those folks will be getting in contact with me, among other people. And I'll be looking to contact elections officials at the city level, up to and including the city clerk.
Chris Robarge, thank you very much.